another organization into being. The ones that exist, they can do the job.
All right, it is now time for Tech Central, your weekly tech segment here on Morning Express. And today we're going to be talking about Educartis, which is a web-based education information portal. And joining me in studio to my immediate left is Miss Farah Mulji, who is the CEO of Educartis. And next to her is Eileen Montet, who is the Senior Partnership Representative. Thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Express. So maybe I'll just start with asking you, what is Educartis, Farah?
Sure. So Educartis is Africa's largest education information portal.
Yes.
We work with the ambition of supporting learners and education providers. So for learners, what we've done is we've actually created the largest course search. Learners can come to our platform and search for courses. We target tertiary and continuing education courses in their country.
Okay.
For providers, we act as a marketing and student acquisition channel on the back end that they can use. It's a web app that they can use in their schools. So in terms of learners, I mean, we target two key segments: your high school leavers, 18 to 22, that are looking for that next step in terms of education, and then working professionals that are looking to upskill, their courses and training.
All right. When was it formed? Maybe you can tell us, Eileen.
No problem. So we started Educartis last year, mid last year, so we've been in the market for 6 months right now.
In the Kenyan market,
in the Kenyan
generally?
For 6 months.
And of course, it's international, so how long how many countries is it found in?
Sure. So Educartis as a company was launched in 2016.
Okay.
So we've been active. We actually were founded in Angola, and I can tell you a little bit about that. And so we were operational there first, and we launched 9 country portals, including Kenya, which we've launched in 2017,
Yes.
June. Now, the interesting thing about Educartis in Kenya is that we've actually launched as a partner of Brighter Monday.
Okay.
So in Kenya, Educartis is actually known as Brighter Monday Learning. And the ambition there was to really sort of partner the jobs and education platforms together, really giving users a very comprehensive sort of service for career advancement. As you can imagine, when students are in school, say high school leavers are looking for the next education step, then they're looking to work. When they're working, they're looking for more training.
Yes.
So this, the ambition is really to kind of partner, reach many more people, and provide a comprehensive service in Kenya for the Kenyan market.
All right, Eileen, why Kenya?
Why Kenya?
Yes.
So Kenya, like there's so many things happening in terms of technology in Kenya, and one of the biggest sectors in Kenya is education, and so what we're trying to do is ease up and introduce education to technology more often. And so many people, both the learners and even the entrepreneurs, and even because our target audience, like Farah had mentioned, is 18 to 45. So not only the students who are transitioning from high schools, but also the working professionals, and they're always on their phones or always on their computers, so that helps them to get information easy.
All right. Most entrepreneurs don't get to their second year, especially here in Kenya, of birth. How did you make it? You've been there since 2016, of course. It's, just about second year. So how exactly have you been doing it?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think, the value of the product is there, and I think providers have seen that. So when we launched in Angola, we did have support from the providers, and frankly, we've had a lot of support from learners. I think we've really kind of hit the product market fit for the learners, because there is a shortage of these types of tools and platforms where, people can come in and really sort of assess what their options are.
Yeah.
We've uncovered with time, as we speak to learners in our feedback interviews, we spend a lot of time speaking to the market. I think that's really important, is that you'll tell them, look, this institution offers this type of certificate training. Did you know that? No, I didn't. We can fill that gap. We want to be synonymous with higher and continuing education.
All right, let's talk about competition. As you said, Kenya, there's so much going on in Kenya in terms of innovation. So how have you been able to cope with competition in the 6 months that you've been around?
To be fairly honest,
yes.
We are a good niche. Like, we haven't found, I don't know if you found, but we haven't found any single person who's doing what we're doing in Kenya, and even in the region. And not only are we we're not only listing courses that institutions offer, but we are also going in deep to find out what's their career attachment to the courses that they're doing.
Yeah.
So if I'm a learner and I go on the platform, say I want to do marketing, not only do I get marketing courses, but I also get information in regards to career options and opportunities. So it's a really, really good fit. So luckily enough, haven't found competition just yet.
Good for you guys. So then, do you even have challenges now that you don't have competition?
Plenty.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, there are, scaling a new startup is always challenging. We have a phenomenal team. I just want to make sure that I point that out. Our Kenya team is very special, and I think that they're doing a really good job of making sure that our clients are taken care of here. The schools have the support that they need, because I think that is the key issue right now is adoption of technology in these institutions. I think it's still a novel concept, and so we want to be there to really provide that onboarding, that training, and really coach. And I think that that's really paid dividends, because as we start to work with the schools, and this week I've spent time actually at the institutions meeting them.
Timely,
It is, and it's such a good time right now, and really sort of understanding what their challenges are, how our tool is supporting them, because remember that on the back end it acts as a web app for the institution, so we directly connect them to the learners seeking their programs, and they can manage that on the platform. They also get data and metrics on what's happening on the portal, what's happening in Kenya, what are learners looking for, how are their courses performing. And what we've seen is that this has generally been an opaque kind of market. They're looking for some more transparency. Learners are looking for transparency in their options and choices, and providers are looking to understand the demand side a bit more. And so we're trying to create that transparency.
All right. So are there any costs? Does it cost anything? Let's say I'm a head teacher, or there's a head teacher out there who is listening. Does he have to buy or pay anything?
So from the learner's perspective, so there's the two angles, right? So from the learner's perspective, no, we do not charge learners to come to the platform and get information. But now from the education perspective, like an institution comes on board, and we do have different packages that suit different institutions. So they come in and they say, according to the number of listings that they're doing, that's when now we apply some costing to it.
Maybe you can tell us some of the packages?
Sure. So we've tried to model our packages based on what we've seen in terms of size and needs of different institutions. You can have a small training institution. You can have a large university. They have very different needs. So we have really kind of made that variable based on the number of courses that they want to list and promote through the platform. We have 3 packages, and for each one, as you graduate into the package, there are more features, including the data and the dashboards that we give. I think those metrics are something that we're really going to continue to build out, and that's something that the schools can really benefit from.
Do you have any partners, that help you, especially maybe the Ministry of Education? No, I'm just curious.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I would say not
But
yet.
I would say that, we've been having some really productive discussions locally with stakeholders, and people have been very supportive of our mission and what we're trying to do.
All right, let's talk about creating awareness, because not
Yes.
many people know about Educartis. What exactly are you doing to enhance awareness?
Sure. So we're doing this, and we're hoping that this will help. But we do a lot of digital marketing. We are an online platform. We are really tapping into that user base that is using online channels to source information. We are partnering. So our schools, our partner schools, are also disseminating our message for us.
Yes.
And for now, really, that's what we want to do. We want to go deep in the market, and I think at some point when you start to demonstrate value, you just start to market yourself.
All right, so far, okay, it's web-based, but
Yes.
would you go to the rural areas of Kenya? Maybe do you have connections? Are you partnering with anyone there, schools? Any?
Good question. So at the moment, we are yet to exhaust where we are, like in the city. So right now, what we've done is we're going to each institution and partnering with them and exchanging, and educating them, first of all, of who we are and the tech side of things. So right now, we are just in the central area at the moment.
So far, how many schools?
We've been working with multiple schools, and I can tell you a couple off the top of my head. Africa International University, Kenya Institute of Management, Korat, Kijabe Hospital, training. They have a training center, to name a few. But we've been working with multiple schools.
Within Nairobi.
Exactly. So since I can give you a couple of data points. So since launching in June, we've been listing about 150 new courses month on month in the country. So we're actually getting a really good repository of information. We've had about 155,000 prospective learners come to the platform looking for information. Yeah, and month on month we've been working with, I think, additional, maybe, I think it's about 10 to 12, which was the recent number, new providers that are coming onto the platform because they see the value. So we're an early stage startup, and we have lots more to do. So we're here to stay.
All right. So how does the portal work? Let's say someone is watching us and they've just gone to Educartis. It's educartis.com?
No, educartis.co.ke, but we're actually branded here as Brighter Monday Learning, powered by Educartis. So you'll see the Brighter Monday, branding, but you'll be directed to our website.
All right. So maybe Elaine can tell us how exactly do you work? Where should you go once you get to the portal? How does it?
Good question. So you go to www.educartis.co.ke.
Yes.
And what happens is you'll go to a page whereby they are listing a lot of courses. And say if you're a student or you're a learner, or if you are a person who's working and you're trying to get to a course, you just search the name of the course. Let's say marketing or communication, and what happens, it gives you and brings you all the training institutions that offer that subject.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe you're parting short, right now people are going to school, you're seeing people enrolling. What would you like to tell the students? I'll start with you.
Well, I mean, look, I would like to say that I think that, we are a really fantastic resource that you can use in your search for education and career advancement. We encourage you to come to the site. Really, we can do you can search any term that you'd like. We're going to pull up all of the types of training that is available on the platform, and arguably in Kenya, because that's our goal. And you can filter by various options, so it really kind of customizes your experience, which I think is also a bonus.
All right, before you end, Eileen, can you guys tell us maybe your strategy?
Around growth?
Yes,
in
around
Kenya?
growth, yes.
I think for me, my vision, my strategy here, I think long term for Kenya, we love the Kenyan market. I have to say that we've been received very, very well. People are very open and ready, especially the learners are very open and ready to adopting this. I would say the strategy for us is really going deep with the learners and trying to understand what their pain points are, and really increasing those connections and giving them increasingly the data and information they need to make rational and informed choices about their career, especially when it comes to education. And for the providers, I would say, we do usability studies. We spend time with the schools. We want to make them a lot more efficient. We want to make sure that their processes are cost effective. We can do that through our platform, and we want to spend more time doing that.
All right, so maybe the next 3 years, where do you want to see yourself, Eileen?
To see Educartis?
Yes,
okay.
Educartis.
So I think we want to extend and adjust the platform to even be able to host some content for institutions, so that when learners come in, they can actually get more content, and also to create visibility, because that's another thing that we're seeing lacking, is to create visibility for people to actually get to know that institutions do offer so many more courses than what is presented.
All right, you talked about it being based on tertiary. Have you maybe thought of primary and, lower levels?
So at the moment, that's not part of the offering. We've been focusing on tertiary. So on our platform, for the learners listening, you can actually get access. You can see courses that are, for example, diplomas, bachelors, certifications, designations, short courses, because we're seeing a huge uptake for that. And, this concept of lifelong learning, it is a real thing. So, by coming to the platform, you can actually see what your options are. I have an interesting story. We were just at a school this week, and they told us that they had a 72-year-old man graduate with a bachelor's degree. And that, for me, was a really, really touching example of how education really is lifelong. So we want to be, a key player there.
All right, so Eileen, you're parting short.
I thought I did it, but brilliant, yeah. So, like Farah has mentioned, I think it's just repetition, but it's if you're looking for, even if from a parent's perspective, if you're looking for a school for your child or anything, it's a really good place to go to, because we give content that enables even parents to be able to understand what their children are going to study.
Yes.
So come many. We're there for every single person. We have a good team in the office that offers customer service and customer support for both learners and both institutions.
All right. Thank you there to my immediate left, Farah Mulji, the CEO of Educartis.
Thank you.
And Eileen Montet, yes, who is the Senior Partnership Representative. Thank you very much for making time.